This video is for any of my viewers. I'm going to direct it toward Laura. Her YouTube channel is Nigella for me. Anyway, I'm paraphrasing and saying this, but she's saying that regular TV is crap. Even the pay stuff is all crap. Again, that's paraphrasing. Now, let me get to that song that I referenced on the comment I left on your video. It's a Springsteen song if you've never heard it. It's there on YouTube, I'm sure. There's probably been people do cover to it. But it goes, watching TV. 57 channels and nothing on. So I bought a satellite dish and pointed out to the great beyond. And the message came back 57 channels and nothing on. Let's see, it goes round and round till half past dawn. I can't think of the words. But so I finally got so frustrated. I bought a 357 Magnum solid steel cast. In the blessed name of Elvis, I just let it flash. The judge, let's see, they busted me for disturbing the almighty peace. The judge says, "What do you got in your defense, son?" 57 channels and nothing on. you get the point. It's all, there's only one or two things ever worth watching. I like to watch Star Trek, Kirk and McCoy, love that. Back in the day, I was a kid when that was on. I like to watch, the Next Generation with Picard and Number One and the Counselor and all those. I see some of the following, the ones they got on now on the pay channels. I've watched two or three of them. I don't know, I just can't quite get into them because they're not interesting. They're not the quality. Now there was a handful of people that posted something here on YouTube. It was Star Trek Continues. I know they did one or two seasons. Now if you search on YouTube Star Trek Continues, it was they took some of the original plot lines and expanded on them, and it was a really good show. What was cool, um, the son of James Doohan, the guy that played Scotty, it's like Chris Doohan. He looks just like Scotty, and he can do that accent. And of course, he played the engineer. Really, really cool. Star Trek Continues. You're going to watch it. It's all for free here on YouTube. I don't know if they've done more seasons. I know they did one or two, and I thought it was really good. If you want somebody to watch, there's tons of stuff here on YouTube to watch. For Laura. Now, if you were here in Phoenix, now this weekend we got this big book sale, the VNSA book sale at the State Fairgrounds. I haven't been there for years. Well, I've got tons of books that I buy. These books are like $3 or $4 a piece. I'll buy books. I'll like the title, then I'll start to read them, and I'll disagree with them, put them down, and never finish them again. I can't remember the last book that I ever finished. I've had a handful of them that I started, got partway through. I've covered that a few times. I'll cover there's a couple of books that I'll cover in another video. But for Laura, yeah, there's now on talking about ghost stuff, paranormal stuff here on YouTube. Now I've got ghosts here. I never see them. Now they've hid my stuff. I've covered that quite a number of times. I'll get up in the middle of the night when the lights are off. Doesn't bother me one little bit. The spooky ghost stuff doesn't bother me because I've got ghosts that hide my stuff. I had money. I had my cell phone hid by ghosts. I had money. I kept in my pickup. About $500-600 in cash. I had. Wait, hang on one second. Let me clear that. Okay. It's a YouTube video. I'll watch it later. Uh, but about a month later, it appeared. I told the ghost, I said, "Hey, look, can you return the money?" And it was an envelope that there's a particular place I'd hid it in my pickup, and it came back. It was in a spot that I looked 2 or 3 times and couldn't find it. So yeah, I've got ghosts that hide stuff. Now I've had to mess with electronic voltmeters. Where my voltmeters would do weird things. Not here at home, but on particular job sites. They wouldn't. They worked before that. They worked after that. When I went to work on a job, they wouldn't work. But anyway, yeah, the paranormal stuff doesn't bother me. The bump in the night. Oh, I don't know what that is. I'll check that again later. I get weird stuff come across my here on my smartphone. But anyway, yeah, like I said, the ghost stuff doesn't bother me because the ghosts here don't bother me. Like I said I've been places that I know are haunted, and they don't. That stuff or stuff is flying across the room is all. That's Hollywood. That's not real ghost stuff. Now ghosts don't bother me. Let's see, the UFO stuff I hear on YouTube. Well, I love different music. Oh, some of the stuff in English. I fall in love with Slogger music. Well, I'm gonna cover something that someone had said for Bad Bunny on at the Super Bowl. You know, the halftime. A lot of people didn't like it because it was in Spanish. But it helped if you understand a little Spanish. And yo hablo español, solo un poco. I understand a little bit of Spanish. I guess that's why I liked watching Bad Bunny. I wasn't familiar with work, but I loved watching that halftime show. And if you didn't like it, you didn't like it, I suppose. But I love I love watching it. But anyway, let's see what else I got to cover for Laura. If I were there with you, we'd find something to watch on TV, and we wouldn't be hanging out on that what I call your sick couch in Albuquerque. I'd drag you off that sick couch, and we'd be out hiking maybe not say Himalayas, but the Rockies. We'd be out hiking the Rockies somewhere, or doing something we both find interesting there in Albuquerque. Or if you're here in Phoenix, we'd find something equally amusing here in Phoenix. Okay, ciao. Y vaya con Dios. Bye.